It is easier than you think, believe me. It is a wonderful time in business when you reach a point when you need help. It means that your business is growing. In fact, that's the only definition of growth that I accept when you are hiring in your business.
We started our business only 3 years ago, and our first hire came about 6-7 months ago. In fact, we weren't even looking to hire, and our first employee was Gavin, where he came on a 2-month work experience where he knew that there was no job at the end of it, and we weren't recruiting for his role. But we saw him working really hard, and there were a few times that he was working until 7-8 p.m. and we thought, we've got to have him in the business. When I reflect back, it's actually a lot easier than I thought. And initially it can be overwhelming because there's a lot of processes and a lot of new tasks involved. It's like a new job where you don't actually know where you should be focusing. And once you've learnt the ropes, it's a lot easier. It is a game changer. But one of the things that we did was hired a HR director to help us with this process. Interestingly, this video is about hiring individuals to grow your business.
We took our sweet time with the first hire, almost 2.5 years. But after making our first hire, the next time we went to hire for a content developer this time, we ended up hiring 2 people. One of those people is why we are able to make these videos on YouTube. We were able to hire Matt because of our hiring process. In total, we are currently a team of 7 at Axies Digital.
Don't get me wrong, we've had ample help during this period. We still outsource 2 complete departments, which is the accounting and the HR. In the last 3 years, we have had access to 6 freelancers who have played a vital role to our growth. Plus, we have had 5 students on placements. This is ranging from a few weeks to years. For the business, the first 2.5 years was about learning the processes and the foundation of the business, where the freelancers gave us the flexibility.
You can already see from our discussion so far is when you are hiring as a business, there are multiple options. And we will come back to this point on flexibility during this video as well. The suggestions that we are giving you in this video come from our mastermind community called Volta Blue. There are nearly 1,000 businesses involved, and it is completely free. If you are a small business or a business leader in general, do check in the description and join us. So here are our suggestions. Number 1, define exactly what do you need and want. When we were hiring for a content developer, I ended up writing a 10-page document to define everything. This was not just what we were expecting from the employee, but what we were offering as well. You need to remember that things work both ways. In addition, the document also outlined our hiring process. I suggest having at least 3 stages. This will help you eliminate all the non-serious applications, people who go on LinkedIn and apply to 50 jobs in 1 hour. If you are anything like us, you expect some dedication and time spent on the application. This is exactly what we were looking for. We believe that you can teach everything else as the time goes. You will be getting a sense at this point that you need to be detailed in this process. Don't worry if you are not that kind of a person. There is always help available. For example, in our business, I wrote the initial description, and then as Ahmad said, we outsource our HR department. So I sent it to our HR director, who gave me some useful tips, and there was a bit of a back and forth on the application before we actually went live with the whole process. In any case, keep in mind that when you're hiring for the first time, your policies should be in place because the first hire will set the tone for your organization. Get some help. A little tip here, if you are unsure about HR help, just remember that most consultants will give you some free time in the beginning. So go and look around, have a few conversations, check on LinkedIn, check their profiles, check their experiences before making a decision. These HR advisors will make sure that everything is in place, you are not breaking any laws, and you have a good foundation for the future. Get yourself covered as a business.
Number 2, think about how much help you actually need. You can get things done by a freelancer, and this is good because an employee comes with a lot more commitment. We know that personality brought to the table is really important, and it's not just about getting the task done. The problem is that freelancers won't be as committed as your team members. With freelancers, you have ample choice and you can see what is actually entailed within a role. So when you are taking on your first employee, you're ready to go. Your other option is share an employee with another business. Now, this doesn't personally resonate with myself, and something that I have found in research is that recruitment agencies are innovating the way that they hire and recruit for their clients. And this is by reinventing themselves as a training provider. And when the candidate goes for an interview with their corporate clients, what happens is that the training company hires the individual and usually contracted for about 2 years. And after this period, their client has the option to take them on full time. Your third option is to hire part-time. Full time is not always an option for everyone because of their changing needs with a personal life. For us at Axies, what we do is we start all our employees on part-time and starting off at 2 or 3 days a week. And this is an amazing opportunity for us to sit back and see where the individual's strengths and weaknesses are, where there are development needs. And after a month, we can then put them onto full time. Now, as a small business, we don't have someone on training and development full time. So it's down to me as a manager to be able to identify these needs and give them the training that they need. And part-time is a great option as a starting point.
Number 3, look at all your options. There are always options. For example, universities and colleges are always looking for projects for their students. In addition, you have apprenticeships, and that's the most sustainable way to grow. For instance, currently in the UK, we have the Kickstarter scheme in which you can hire 16 to 24-year-olds on universal credit, where the first 6 months of the salary can be covered by the government. There are currently issues with how this scheme is operated, but if you find the right firm who can provide the right candidates, you can still get a good employee. In any case, it is rarely a good idea to go all in when you're doing something for the first time. Hiring your first employee is no different. You need to be sure of your abilities. You need to be sure of how well you manage people. You need to be sure that your policies are in place. You need to be sure that you have the right vision for your business, and then you are able to find the right people for your business. Just remember, you can always scale what you are doing.
Number 4, plan for the best outcome, but appreciate that finding the right candidate won't happen overnight. Finding the ideal candidate for the ideal job is a challenge in itself. Different roles have to have its own hiring approach in order to get the best candidate, and investing time and effort is well worth it. For example, our business development role is a hybrid between a digital marketing content developer and a business developer itself. The problem that we have is that are the ideal candidates looking at the time that you're recruiting? Usually the recruitment process goes on for about 4 weeks. So I've changed my model where we are always recruiting, but we will only take on those that are fit. This may mean that during a period of time, we take on 0 candidates. Our approach to marketing is different because me and Taseer don't come from a marketing industry, and our clients, our audience find this refreshing. In order to keep this value going, we need to hire individuals that don't come from a marketing background, but they must have the experience where they're able to hold a professional conversation. Overall, the hiring process should not be rushed because the task and the focus is not about getting bums on seats, but actually having the right culture fit.
And finally, number 5, if you don't get it right, you can always go for it again. Be kind to yourself. Not many people, not many businesses get their first hires perfectly the first time around. So be prepared for failure, but be ready to get going again, because this is the only way you are actually going to grow your business.
I'm Ahmad saying,
And I'm Taseer Ahmad. Thanks for watching this video. Hopefully it was useful. Please do like, subscribe, and connect with us on LinkedIn. And good luck with your hiring journey. Cheers.